This is Dr. Gatt Hilton here, aka Unsung Empath, with another episode of On the Path. I couldn't think of the greatest actual first time guest versus my son Ezra, who starred in the second episode, then my wife, Kelsey. Kelsey, how you feeling today?
Feeling good.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I had to track her down. Listen, guys, if there's a missing person report, it's because I got her to do this, and let's just say she's suspicious. Did we prep any questions?
Not at all. Hence my facial expressions, I'm sure.
I'll start off pretty light. I've taken up our bedroom. We have a little mini studio spot now where my setup is. How you feeling about that?
Good. Good use of the space.
Yeah, I've been up here a lot lately, huh?
Yes.
This is probably the most I've ever spent in our bedroom.
Better than on the couch. So
I watch TV shows and I fall asleep.
I know I'm working on the couch.
Oh, yeah, I do work on the couch a lot. And I do take up space, that's for sure. So let me ask you the easiest question. Tell us your name, where you're from, how you ended up married to this guy.
Gosh, all great questions. Kelsey, like you said. Born and raised South Florida. Came up to Maine because of said this guy. Yeah, we got married right out of I finished high school. Nope. I finished college. And we got married and I was like, all right, he's finishing school. We'll be up here for 6 months. And that turned into 3 years. And then decided, oh, we'll try South Florida for a bit again and hated it and came back up here and we've been here ever since.
Do you like living where we're at now?
I do. I think it definitely gets cold and unbearable sometimes, but that's what heaters and blankets and all of those comforting things are for.
So the thing is, we live in Bangor, Maine. So Bangor, Maine does get it pretty cold lately. In the past few years, it's been pretty okay. I would say it's very bearable, right?
I mean, the other day it was negative something, so it wasn't great. But
yeah, and this year has been kind of like freezing cold. So if you see me kind of like, she's right across me, and I want to like, the mic is kind of weird sometimes. So if I just try to talk right into it, cut out a little bit. Yeah, no, it's all good. So let me ask you a question. Did you imagine your life leading to this moment?
I never imagined being outside of South Florida.
Yeah, why is that?
It's what I knew. It was, I don't know. I always thought, like, yep, South Florida, that's it for me. I'll go travel, I'll do that, but I will always have a base in South Florida because that's where my family is. And now I hate it. So, not,
It's pretty.
I would
It's
not
not the
live
best.
there again.
No, it's pretty hard, huh? What was it like growing up for you?
I feel like I had a pretty normal childhood of two parents. We did our thing, siblings, lots of family always around, and
So I mean, people really don't know you unless they followed, our journey on Instagram as well as on social media. Talk about your siblings, your dynamics. Like, who are your siblings?
I have a twin sister and an older brother.
Yeah, a twin sister. Were you guys kind of like the typical Tim Burton movie, where you have the odd twins,
I would say we were a little less socially in tuned because we always had each other.
Okay. And are you still close to this twin?
Yes.
How
Yes, I
often do
am.
you see her?
We don't see each other super often, maybe a couple times a month, but we definitely talk all the time.
Isn't it kind of cool? So another thing that's kind of funny is I went to school at Husson and I met a few people that became really close to. One of them, I played matchmaker with your sister. They will probably deny it, but they know I did. And where's your sister now?
No, she lives in Maine.
Now she lives
No
in
longer
Maine.
in South Florida as well.
Yeah, she lives in Maine, about 45 minutes. And who else is in her area?
And my brother-in-law, your brother,
My
is
brother.
also in that same area.
Not planned.
Brought them all up.
Yeah, we're slowly taking over Maine. So you're close to your sister.
Yep.
You always were close to your sister. What was the usual, like, hobbies you engaged in? What were um, the social dynamics of having a twin, going to school? Did people mix you up all the time?
Oh gosh. Well, being a twin is very interesting. You definitely get some interesting comments. I've had people for sure tell me, "Nope, the doctor was wrong when they told you that you were fraternal. You're definitely identical." Um, I've had I've been propositioned to date someone's son because they are also twins and they wanted some other twins to date their twins. I've been offered jobs because I am a twin, because I was told that we collect twins here as they have many employees that are twins.
This is South Florida too, so anything's
Yes,
possible.
all of those happen in South Florida, actually.
Yeah,
So you definitely get interesting comments. Um, I don't know, it was a fun experience.
I'm sure it is. Are you guys still like identical looking now?
I feel like once my hair color changed, we get it less, but I've definitely had like teachers I work with, like, I thought I saw you the other day and it was your twin sister. I didn't know you had a twin.
Didn't someone get us confused, or you confused, like at the hospital giving birth? Was it Lauren? And someone said, "Oh, I thought maybe her sister's Lawrence." If I said Lawrence because of her, yeah, I can't remember, but I feel like I something stands out, and they're like, "Wait, that's not your husband." Wait,
Um,
does this ring a bell? Am I making this up in my head?
I don't know. I definitely had several children and not a lot of memory of
That's funny.
things other than having said children.
Well, you're not married to Rusty, so
No, I'm not.
we know that. So you have a brother,
Yep.
and are you guys close?
I would say fairly close.
Yeah. What
We're
was
not
that like?
talking all the time, but
Where does he live? What was that like?
he's in New York right now, so still somewhat northeast. I wouldn't say that we are super close. I would say, I mean, there's a 3-year age difference
Mhm.
and, being a boy versus a girl.
And being a
So,
twin too.
and twins, not that we didn't need him around. Uh, yeah, we weren't super close. I remember like growing up, he would play with us sometimes, but then he got into his teenage phase and like did his own thing. And I'm sure it's difficult being the only one of a gender in
Yeah.
a family. So,
Not only that, like you guys had like the most exclusive hangout club going.
oh, yeah, it was pretty
It's hard to break into a twin dynamic.
yeah.
Because you guys also, probably a lot of people don't realize this about you guys. Because I noticed now, um, later in years, you guys don't really communicate as much in this form. You guys have a little language.
Oh, we still do. Don't worry. Yeah, sign language was a good language for us to learn.
Yeah. So you have like twins that can read each other's minds. That's them. But you also have twins that communicate with their fingers, and that's you guys too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely remember like walking through the mall and they have the people trying to sell you stuff in the middle of the mall at kiosks and just walking by signing to each other so we didn't have to talk to people
That's funny. So why sign language?
because spoken languages are difficult. And that
Oh,
was
that's
my
awesome.
option. So it was either Spanish or sign language in high school. I said, "Yep, sign language."
But you took a language in college.
I did take a language in
I
college.
remember
It
this.
did not go well.
What was it?
I did Italian. I'm like, "I'm Italian. I can learn Italian. It'll be easy." It's not easy. I think I passed with a C. It was not good.
Did you try?
Of course I tried.
Now, you say you're Italian. What does that mean? What does that look like? Do you have family members from Italy?
From my knowledge. Yep.
You,
I don't know. I'm Italian. I grew up being told I was Italian. I don't
from
know.
what side?
My mother's
Your
side.
mother's side.
Yep.
And they were the Italians that landed in Boston, right? Area?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Connecticut, Boston, New York, Florida does have a pretty solid like Italian
Oh,
population. Yeah.
gotcha.
So did you like anyone speak Italian in your family that you
Not that
know
I
of?
recall.
But your grandma, she was who you know for sure was like raising you guys in the Italian Florence.
Raising us in that I
Like
don't know.
pasta, didn't she have more of
Oh,
that like
yes,
traditions? Yeah. Do you learn anything?
probably.
Learning anything?
I don't know. I remember making pasta with her, and what I learned with her was a lot of like sewing and those more skills like
Yeah. And then your dad's side
that.
is what was it?
Check.
Czech. Um, and same thing. Any like language that you grew up with, like listening now.
No.
And so, but there were some food groups that
I was
you
gonna say just stinky foods.
sticky foods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sour soup, pierogies, definitely some things that I don't know, I might try now as an adult. I definitely would not eat as a kid.
Well, I think about kind of like the initiation to your family.
Yeah, being born into it and the initiation is very different.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah, I've had some aunts and uncles of yours bail me out a few times. What was the food called? Sauerkraut?
It's sour soup, sauerkraut soup. Yeah.
Yucky. So, we talked a little bit about the fact that you grew up in South Florida. You have a twin. You have a brother, world traveler. He like travels everywhere. Were you part of like any type of like organizations, clubs that were interesting to you?
Interesting to me, yes, and dorky to others. Yeah, I was a part of the Naval Sea Cadets program, which is like a naval ROTC program.
Oh, very cool. And what does that entail?
Uh, Waking up early on Saturdays.
Yet you don't
Um,
do that here.
I, I, I definitely wake up early on
Yeah, at nine
Saturdays.
o'clock.
Not till I don't remember the last time I was sleeping until 9 o'clock. Thank
These are some fighting words sometimes.
you.
That's funny.
um, yeah, it was waking up early. Uh, did like general like PT, so physical training. Um, and marching, and I don't know, just like think of a ROTC program. It was that, except Navy based. So we did a lot of stuff with like, the Coast Guard station down in South Florida. I was not tying champion.
You were not tying champion.
Not tying, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. And you did that all of your schooling?
I want to say I started in middle school or high school. I don't know. But yeah, it was for quite some time.
I met you in middle school.
You did meet me in middle school.
Yeah. Um, I heard someone had a crush on me in middle school.
That's
A
cool.
little birdie told me. And so can you share with people how we met, if you remember, and kind of the beginnings of our relationship?
We met in middle school. I don't know how exactly we met, but I remember,
Student government.
yeah, but I was not part of student
No,
government.
you
So it
were, I
was our
think.
friend that gave us a ride
Yep,
was in student government.
that's right.
So I would kind of hang around and I noticed him, but he was a grade younger
But
and
older.
but older in age. So then I went off to high school and then we met again when you were in high school, through First Priority, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
It was a Christian
Club.
club that I ran. Yeah. What would you say, middle school, high school, you don't have to go overly too much in detail, but, you know, what was the most challenging part of your life? And like high school and middle school can be like very challenging for people, what was the most challenging for you?
I feel like socially it wasn't challenging because again I had a twin sister, so
Okay.
like everyone else didn't really matter in that sense of like I already had a built-in friend, so
Mm.
um I don't know how to
You can just be brief if you want.
um having had a parent pass away in high school was probably the toughest part.
Mm.
Um
Well, how old were you?
being
15. It's pretty young.
very young.
And when you think about losing a parent at 15, you mind if I share how recently? Through cancer? Something that you've noticed that I guess you experienced for a few years, right?
Yep.
And it just, from my knowledge, that passing, how was high school like for you?
feel like my high school year I don't know, my high school was fine. Like, I still went through my day to day, like, I still expect not I mean, personally, expected myself to do what I needed to do to get through school, and,
Yeah. Did you feel like a fish out of water?
I mean, I think I kind of always felt like a fish out of water because not that I don't know, like, socially, I don't kinda care what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I am who I am, I'm gonna do my own thing. If that works for you, awesome, if it doesn't
Yeah.
so, like I said, built
She was
some
the
best
Avril
friends, so
Lavigne
I
of, high school. She didn't care, but she's not a punk rocker.
no, country girl through and through.
So what I mean about the fish out of water, sometimes, when we experience something hard in our life, I have a significant trauma history as well. There's this like internal disconnection that like I feel like the people around me just can't get me or don't know
Yeah,
what I want or what I've gone through, maybe.
yeah, I get that. Like, I don't know, I remember people, like, complaining about their parents, and I would just be like, "They have both of them," so
Yeah. You're a twin. Did you feel like you could talk to your twin about this?
I'm sure I could have.
but
I'm
you,
not a very chatty person,
you felt,
so this is great for me, go ahead.
but you didn't. Like you felt like did you guys talk about the passing of your mom and like maybe bonded on that? So you were really kind of on your own island.
I feel like it was not that it had to be, but it kind of was, like, not that you couldn't talk about it, but we really didn't
I'm not gonna throw you under the bus fully. We still don't
fully.
talk about it.
No, not really.
Yeah. Is it like yesterday for you?
No, because at this point, I've lived over half my life
Yeah.
without.
I'm gonna like throw some darts at you. Ready?
Go ahead.
You're a mom now.
Yep.
What is that like? Our kids ask you some questions and you're doing things I'm sure that your mom did kind of with you. What is that like for you?
I don't really think of it, like, in that
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I kind of, make sure I'm there for my kids and make moments that they'll remember.
Can I tell you something? I don't want to make you cry, but you are probably the greatest mom I've ever seen.
I do try.
Like you're like the most present mom. Like you are like reading books nightly, cuddling nightly. I mean, these sounds like elementary things to do, but like she goes like far and beyond for our kids. Our kids will look back one day and say, and without a doubt, my mom was present. My mom was here. If I had something, my mom is here for me. There's no doubt that these kids love you.
Yep.
And there's no doubt that you love these kids. Now, what was, I mean, we met in high school now. Well, we
Yeah,
met.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Then you followed me around. She tried to, break this strong Christian boy. She wasn't,
You said, "I wouldn't do it."
uh,
You're you're sweet or something, but at this stage in my life, I'm not going to date someone who's not Christian.
I mean, that's kind of fair, right?
That's fair. And I'm like, I wouldn't want you to change.
That's true. You did say that.
And I did say that because I'm awesome. And yes, I may or may not have followed you to church.
And what, it was an event or something like that.
Our, I think the first thing we went to was this manhunt event the church was holding. And you said, don't worry, stick with me, we'll figure it out.
Sorry,
Because
this story.
a
It's pretty big. It was a pretty big church.
building that we've never been in before, never seen before. And the second that it looked like things could go sideways for you being found in Manhunt, you're like, "You're on your own," and went and hid.
Sorry, I don't. When I get laughing, I get laughing. Yeah, it was everybody for themselves at that
Yes,
point. Yeah.
it was.
When it comes to games, what do you know about me?
It's not pretty. It may ruin friendships. I don't know. Um, you are extremely, um, you want to win,
I do like to win.
and you may go to any means necessary to win.
I mean, I would say that I won by getting married to you.
Yeah, well, you did.
Yeah. So you didn't, not, again, not to recap your mom's situation, but like from the sounds of it, you've just kind of live in this quiet life.
A pretty chill person, him.
Yeah. How did you end up with somebody the opposite?
Opposites attract, right?
Yeah, but like really opposite.
You are off.
So what was it like coming to my family?
Gosh. Um, Not that it was like total shell shock because again, I do have Italian family and they are loud. Um, but there's Italian loud and then there's your family loud in the most loving way.
Of
They're
course.
great people,
That's
but
funny.
yeah, oftentimes I was like, why are they mad at each other? And they were just talking. Like they're just loud. They sound like they're yelling at each other, but they're not.
All right. If you can describe as best as you can my family members, like the core group, maybe, how would you describe each of us? You have my mom.
Mom is very, very loud, very vocal,
Mhm.
but also super caring. Like she has oftentimes literally given me the shirt off her back. Oh, you'll wear this finally, something of mine that you'll wear, and then she'll give me a shirt.
I will say that,
Speaking of your mom's calling you.
oh, that's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Press 1 second. Technical difficulties. My mom's calling. It's hilarious. So, thanks, mom. When it comes to my mom, um, that's hilarious. Um, you said that she is super kind.
Yep,
Kind of intimidating for some people.
she can be.
She can be kind of intimidating, huh?
She comes on strong.
Comes on strong.
Well, in the sense of like she's like loud in your face, she'll tell you how it is. Some people are not accustomed to that.
Well, I was gonna say actually that's what before my mom started calling. My mom talks so highly about you. Like I something about Kelsey. I think she's just not used to somebody as dainty, good head on her shoulders type of approach. I mean, my sisters are great, but I think like maybe because everyone sees that you're so resilient.
Maybe.
Like you're like very
I've
resilient.
lasted in this family, so
You did how long now?
10 years married, 14 years together.
14 years of me. Poor her. I know. So and then Jeannie.
Jeannie, sweetheart. Anyone in your family talks a lot. But maybe that's in perspective to me because I
Hmm,
don't talk a lot.
that's fair.
Um, I don't know. All of your family is like super sweet, super caring, very um social.
Well, my point about this is coming into her family for the first time. It was like a tea party. It's like quiet.
More quiet.
Yeah, very quiet, and it's funny because her dad, you wouldn't know where you stood with him.
Yep.
He was extremely quiet, very dry, you know. Yeah, it's interesting dynamic, that's for sure.
Yes.
But and then you do have some talkative. It's funny because no shades to your cousins. They'll be like, "Oh, we're so social and interactive and outgoing." But like compared to my family, I'm like I still see them very like close and
Yeah.
quiet. Maybe Julie being the more outgoing one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then a few others. But it's funny because they're like, "Oh, I'm outgoing." Like I guess. I'm just so you like I had a session today and someone brought up like an analogy. It's like when you're so used to high energy,
Yep.
and your nervous system is like so accustomed to that energy, everything else it seems like that stillness or quietness
Yeah.
is just uncomfortable. Yeah. For me.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we get married, or actually we start dating, and then this guy, this jabroni here, what happened? I leave you. I go to Husson or something in Maine.
Oh, you're the jabroni.
I'm the jabroni.
Okay. Yeah, left me. Actually, I will give it to you. You're like, oh, I don't want to start a relationship knowing that I'm going to be leaving, blah, blah.
And
And I said, wouldn't you want to, I don't know, something about rather try and know,
yeah,
and look, I was right.
yeah, it's true. But that was hard.
4 years of long distance was interesting for sure.
Talk right into the mic, baby. There you go. It was hard, but we made it. And there was some fun aspect. Like I knew she was the one when my freshman year of college, that spring semester, she came right up in her car by herself
Driving from South Florida,
from South Florida.
28 hours.
Every year she's done this. And then we would go from Canada downwards, visit my family in Montreal. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, this is the woman. This is the woman for me. Plus side conversations we've had. I'm like, oh yeah, this I got literally, I think I got that ring like my spring semester of my college years. Yeah.
We were so young.
We were so young. Yeah. I mean, we were dating since really high school.
Yeah.
We're flirting. My
Well, you were in high school.
yeah, my was it junior year, your senior year, we're flirting, holding hands and stuff like that. I'm like, no, can't date you, even this woman. And so now we get married, and I bring you up with me here to good old Maine, and I become a reporter. What was it like to be married to a reporter?
Ugh. It was fun, but it was definitely like late nights and not always like super excited about where you were going or what you were having to do or how far you were going. But there were also times that I went with you on some of the stories and it was cool and it was
No, I'm kidding. We broke some
that
rules
I
there.
was in the general vicinity and noticed him
You might have been
doing
my camera woman a few times.
and editing.
No, it's funny because this is again when you think about like we're the power couple. I stand by that. We're the power couple. 10 years has 14 years really have really seemed so easy for me. Sure, there's always moments, but you're my best friend. You're like literally the greatest person in my life. And I'm a mama's boy.
Yes, you are.
But like literally, Kelsey would come because I don't know why people pleasing. I'm a recovering people pleaser. Saturdays I would literally spend from 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. and that was still working like my normal work week in the week, right? I trained her how to edit VOSOTs, just regular VOs, and yeah, and she was there editing. She was really an honorary newsie.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do do you miss those times?
As fun as all of that was, yeah, I think I would grow tired of it for sure.
Well, did you?
No, 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 I'm saying, like, now in life of
Oh
where we're
yeah.
at
Oh yeah. Oh
now,
yeah. Like moving every few
I would
years.
probably have
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about like so not to again blast your business, but you hate change,
I do.
and to like have like a schedule like that. And I moved you to Maine, and you spent a lot of times alone with the birds.
Birds. Watched a lot of TV, and I played a lot of video games.
Yeah. So I mean, long hours. Really, not a lot of friends either up this way.
Not a ton, no.
No, and so you're kind of like okay, but we would go out a lot, and
Met some great people through your work,
yes,
so
for sure, and some of them like it's funny because I really love my cohort. We'll call them a cohort. We have some really cool people that I feel are like core family members. Kayla Fish being a strong one. TJ, who's no longer with us, and then Blake, Ashley, John, Caitlin. You can name it all. Matt. We just had a really solid group that I felt were just like connected always. And all on different journeys and stuff, but um truly part of our story. And they're all some of them are still in news. John Alba is interviewing people still, and like I mean, not full time in media, but he does a lot of stuff on the side. Kayla is still a reporter.
mhm.
Ashley's still a reporter. Everyone's just doing some amazing things. And Blake is too, actually.
Yeah.
And so when I think about now, when I got really frustrated with news and kind of what came with that and depression, you were like my biggest cheerleader. I was like, I think I need to go back to school. What was that like for you?
I have to I find it funny because I remember when I was in school and they're like, "Oh, what are you majoring in?" And I'm like, "I don't know what I
I was
wanna
gonna
do
ask
with
you
my." And
that.
I'm like and you said something about, like, "I don't date, I don't know." So I kind of No, he wasn't. But
That's funny.
so it kind of helps
I was
me
young.
figure out you yes, you were. Kinda helped me not necessarily figure out, but, like, get me to get onto a path of what I wanna
I
do.
love that, the path.
So, with you, when you were like, "I don't like this anymore, like, I don't know what to do," like, "Go to school, let's figure it out how we can make it happen," and we made it happen.
And still I'm like, let's go back to school. Got my doctorate. And
Yep.
yet we made it happen. Was that hard for you? The schoolings, that nonstop schooling?
Um, I would say it made me laugh a little bit because you were not a school person.
I know, like literally she would wait outside of class in high school and who would not be there?
Yep, and then I would text you, shaming you for not being at school,
I was watching Animal
and you were
Planets
watching
and
Animal
Buffy.
Planet.
Yeah. And bachelor's kind of whatever. And then master's I was in it to win it. And then my doctorate in it to win it. Um
I know, Mister to have an A in everything.
yeah,
Like,
I had a
where was
4.0 in my
that
doctorates.
where was that in high school?
Yeah, I had like a 2.9. So now back on you, and I am, cognizant of the time. We had to pick up our kids. Um, being a teacher, did you always want to be a teacher? I know you just said like I gotta tell. Like I was like I don't know. How do you land on being a teacher?
That is a great question. I
You're always
no,
kind of bossy.
I feel like it's hard because 'cause I'm a person that can be content doing anything.
It's true.
Like, I worked in offices, I've worked in, um, bakeries, I've worked in like, I've done a bunch of stuff, and I can be content doing literally anything. So, I think it I don't know why I landed on education. I think I've
Because you're bossy.
always because 'cause I'm
Correcting.
bossy. I think I've always been, like, a not bossy, but teachery sort of like oh, I remember as a kid going to visit my cousins that were in Kentucky at the time or Georgia at the time, I don't know. They moved around. And, like, sitting there teaching them the alphabet and,
Uh,
like
and tutoring Julie's kids.
and tutoring Julie's
Yeah,
kids and your the nephews
and me.
and you.
It's algebra. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have passed high school.
Yep,
That's right. That's right. Oops, I blocked that out of my memory.
yep,
And do you like being a teacher?
I do. I love it.
What about it being a teacher do you love besides
Um,
correcting people?
if I can't do it at home, at least I can do it at
Or you
work.
do it at home?
Well, at least if I'm not not, oh, damn, that's not the word I'm thinking of.
You're highly
I'm
praised.
paid to do it versus you're getting the correction for free.
I don't want it. Take it back. Send to owner.
I don't know. I feel like anytime that I'm in like a interview for a new job, it's like, that is a great question. And I don't know. I enjoy like teaching kids, and then honestly, I like the struggle of like, I don't know what I'm doing, Miss Hilton, and they're like, well, let's look over it and try it again and figure it out from a different perspective. And then that moment of like, Miss Hilton, I got it. Yeah, I know. We were gonna get there eventually. We just had to push through that struggle to get there.
Do
So,
you think that your dad doing some of the like teaching maybe inspired you?
well, it was interesting because in one of my college courses, I remember them.
Oh, adjusting.
I remember not that it was like always a common thing. When you, one of my professors was saying like when you have other family members that are teachers, you're more likely to become a teacher.
That's interesting.
So like my dad subbed and taught, and like uncle was a teacher. I might still
I
teach.
think so.
Like, there are other people that are in my family that talk, so I always find that interesting.
It's funny. I'm just gonna pick on my wife really quickly. She talks so low that I think even the mic is having difficulties picking you up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You still got projected in the mic, babe. So your dad was a teacher, but he didn't do that full time. He did a few
Like subbing, yeah.
subbing, but it's funny. He used to tell us stories about it. Um,
Actually, he subbed in middle school, which is funny because I now teach middle school.
So let me ask you a question. Is your dad still around when he passed away?
How old am I? 7 years ago.
How did you cope with that?
I remember I have to laugh because I remember the day I found out, and our friend was also going through something,
That's right.
and we coped with it, and we drank, and it was good. And you know what? We I don't know. Since then, obviously, I've not been drinking since then. Um, but, you know, whether fortunately or unfortunately, we have a very, I don't say very dark sense of humor. I feel like
Yeah,
we tend to use humor to cope with things. It works for some people, does not work for other people.
that's
But
fair. You and I, oh yeah, we definitely have a dark
yeah,
sense of humor. When you think about the kids, obviously, and I hope this isn't a dumb question. Does the thought of your dad come up a lot?
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so when we talk about like mental health, and you're a teacher, you see kind of, I mean, just I'm not going to go too deep into kind of your dynamic with your dad and stuff like that, but you would say that there was some mental health stuff happening,
Mhm.
right? That's fair. How did you cope with that mental health stuff? And like when you look back now in your development and kind of like maybe some of your kids, and kind of realizing that maybe a lot of the kids that are going to your school that you're teaching maybe walk similar paths that you did.
Yeah. I think definitely I've had kids in the past and probably kids now that do struggle with some of the same things, which is not, I'm not a great person to empathize with. One that's like, I get it. It's a reason for some of the behaviors and some of the things, but it's not an excuse. And I've always felt that with my life as well. If that were the case, then I should be like a mean, terrible person that goes and I don't know, like,
Oh gosh.
I don't know what a good example of
I'm
that.
pretty sure I saw you kick all the children out game.
Well, he did bite my foot,
He did
so
bite. So I will say, like, both of her parents, I didn't meet her mom, are amazing, were amazing. But there were some mental health struggles. I think part of that, like you said, with your mom's death, there was not a lot of talking and
no.
silent coping, right?
Yep,
And I think part of that silent coping meant that you just kind of had to figure things out on your own. And that meant learning how to cope with the pain of grief,
yep.
right? Um, Now when you look back at like your life, like do you kind of see how the way you cope impact how you function now as a parent?
I don't know. I feel like am better empathizing or sympathizing with my own children.
Mhm.
Um, no.
Well, it's funny because I'm the emotional one out of the two of
Yes, you
us,
are.
and I feel like you have a few of my people that I have really close to me are really good at this. You wouldn't think this of you, just if I can be frank, but you're really good at really empathically witnessing, which means like you don't come up with solutions,
Oh,
you're not quick to fix it, but when I like have to like talk to you, I don't ever feel judged. I wonder if our kids feel or will feel that way talking to you.
when their bigger problems are more than Ezra knocked my thing over.
What do you love about being a mom?
It's funny because there are days that I'm like, they're driving me crazy. And I'm like, I'm so lucky because I do have those moments of they're driving me crazy. Even though in the moment I'm like, I just want to drink my tea in peace. Like,
Yeah, I felt bad for you yesterday.
ugh,
It was a rough day. I was up here from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. I bet you wanted to kill me.
no. I was like, this would be a great time for him to take him outside or something because no, they weren't terrible, but like the baby not sleeping and
Yeah, he really fought it.
oh my gosh.
But
And
I
then,
remember you're like,
yeah,
but
it,
you're like that. Like, I feel like all moms are like that.
well, it's the
Why do
constant,
husbands suck?
still ask myself that question every day. Um, probably not emptying the dishwasher.
I did actually.
I know you did.
What did I do? And
and filled it.
I filled
I
it.
haven't looked to see if you put the
Well,
cups the right way, but
no, I didn't. I tried. The Tupperwares are the worst part of filling a dishwasher. I know this is things that men should just do, okay, but I don't. I'm trying. It's one of those things where my dog, so we have a Bernese Mountain Dog, our first child, and at 9 years old, she's still going into the sink and emptying it. And I was like, I'm gonna leave, and this sink was like full. So I was like, let me fill it up, whatever. I was running late anyway. And sure enough, I came home and a giant butt crock pot was on the floor.
Yep.
Now it's dented.
I'll tell you, after you sent me that picture of the crock pot, I'm like, what are we gonna do when Buffy dies? And I'm like, I don't know, but I will have all of my Tupperware and none of it will have teeth marks.
But we will be very sad.
But we would be very sad.
Yeah, we'll be very sad. Again, dark humor. We don't really mean half the things we say. In the serious sense.
Yep.
We'll be sad. But it is a lot sometimes.
But I will have all of my Tupperware.
You will have, and yeah, I don't have to clean the floor every day.
Right.
Maybe we should anyway. So you love being a mom.
I do.
What about, like, literally you spend more time with them than you try to spend time with me calling you out?
They are in a more needy stage than you are, though
Okay, I'm pretty needy.
you are. But developmentally, they should be being more needy.
True. But they're like attached to like glue.
I know.
And I try.
I know.
And
They will come upstairs to ask me something, even though they passed you on the way to get to me. To like, Mom, can I have a snack? I'm like, your father is right downstairs.
they just don't want me. Well, Ezra does. Delia like won't even like acknowledge me. What's your secret? How do I win her over? What's your parent hack?
You mean I don't know.
I'll be on it. And Emilio?
Yeah, well, he's a baby.
Yeah, I know. That's true. And he's pretty easygoing, but
He is. He's a chill baby.
he shoos me away. Remember, so we went to the trampoline park like a few weeks ago, and it was like essentially like she's like, "Go to dad," and he literally is like, "No, no, no, no." He stops what he's doing, runs up to me, and pushes me. Turns around and runs back to you and growls. What are you training my kids?
Usually it's not working because they still will be, Mom, Ezra did this. Mom, Julia did that. I'm like, guys, I don't need a play-by-play of what's going on.
When you think about your story, who's Kelsey?
Ask me these questions. Me? I don't know. How do you answer that question?
Who's Kelsey? Like, when someone thinks about Kelsey, or when you think about yourself, who would you say Kelsey is?
Someone to ask who Kelsey is. Cute redhead teacher with a bunch of kids who is very sarcastic, but ideally super kind,
Reliable.
consistent.
How about this? With everything you've done in your life. Oh, is that my mom again? There she's back. With everything you've overcome in your life, looking back and where you're at right now, who's Kelsey? What can you tell me? That my mom's calling again?
Honestly. Kelsey is a teacher, a mother, a wife.
Check the titles.
A human being.
Resilient?
Descriptive words. Okay. Resilience. Consistent.
Yeah, you are. You're pretty steady. Reliable. Did I say that? Reliable.
Organized in the organized chaos sense of the word organized.
I think I've asked you this before. Like, when you look at your past and where you're at now, could you see that this was the version of you that you were going to become?
Honestly, yeah, probably. I think some people would use, I remember, and maybe I shouldn't say it, there was this girl in high school, and she was and same similar situation. Her mom died around the same time as mine. She and I say this, it's separate from that, but she would act like a total
Not nice head.
not nice head. Um, and people would be like, "Oh, but her mom just,"
Mm.
and I'm like, "Okay, well, if that's the case, then I should be acting like a jerk too." Like, I don't think I was ever in that mindset of like these things that happened to me were going to affect how I do life. I think I was always going to be who I was going to be, maybe with some more support than I had, but I don't
Mm.
know.
Well, that's it. So, what is your perspective of like mental health in that then? Mental health including, coping with grief and loss and etc.
I think there's definitely how you cope with things depends on like how much you feed into either the negative or the positive.
Mm.
So if you're feeding, what was it? That you that was telling me, or I was watching a video of like, yeah, if you have two dogs and you feed one of them,
I think Pastor Kerr.
oh yeah, I think so too. Of like, and then you what tell them to fight or something like that.
You make them fight. He's not promoting dog fighting analogy, but not a Michael Vick situation.
But right, whichever one you feed is going to be the one that wins. So for me, why wallow? I don't know, not wallow, but like feed into the negative if that's not how I want my life to go.
You are pretty much a strap your shoes on type of person and buckle down.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had really this thought of like you're a woe is me. You're never really in a Debbie Downer type of mindset.
Nope. I'm a
Why not? What keeps you going?
um. I don't know.
Who modeled that? Maybe
That's a good question. For me, I'm kind of like I'm a very task
you
oriented
are. Oh yeah.
person.
Except our Christmas tree still up. That's her holiday.
Baby didn't nap yesterday. I'm a very task oriented person, so like if I'm like have the mindset of I'm doing something, I'm going to do it. Sometimes it might take me longer to get there.
The laundry's finally done.
No, it's not.
I was throwing
I'm
you a
doing this
bone. Throwing you a bone.
um
But I could put my clothes away too.
you want to fold them too? I don't
No, I
want
don't
to.
want to. You'll complain and redo them if
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
bad. It's
She's
really
Monica
bad.
Geller.
I would say
Mixed with a little BB buffet.
less intense Monica Geller, but
Yeah,
you're Monica Geller when it comes to games. So
that's fair.
we all have our friends' equivalents.
It's funny. What's one thing you want people to know?
Mm.
Not just about you, but just take away.
Um,
I mean, this is a podcast on the path. Everyone has
yes.
a story. Like I said, I really wanted to get one of the most introverted people I know, on here.
So you're welcome for the social awkwardness.
No, great.
Um, probably like you. What is it? You don't have to work with the hand that you're. Well, you. I forget how to say that, but
You don't have to play with the cards that you dealt with.
yeah, of like, yeah, you might have sucky situations, but that doesn't determine how you're going to go on with your life.
I want to hit a few topics as we wind down. What would you say to moms?
Hang in there. Have friends that are also moms because, gosh, there are days that my kids are crazy and then we'll go and have a play date. And it's just nice to see, like, it's not just my kids. It's having that friend group of other moms that you can hang out with and have your kids hang out with has been great because, like I said, sometimes you're like, no, this can only be me and my kids, and they're just awful today. My kids are not.
They're pretty great.
They are pretty great, but you don't. I don't know. Sometimes you like.
100%.
But
Miss Debbie Downer. No, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. What about married couples?
What would I say to married couples? Be your partner's best friend.
Yeah.
I think it's the best. Like, we're not always going out on dates, and I don't think you really have to. Of like, our date is chilling on the couch and playing video games or watching a show together or just
You mean I'm watching a show, you're falling asleep.
say that.
But we really
um,
do like get along,
we do.
and we play games, we hang out, we joke a lot. Um, we used to play board games a lot. That's my goal this year is to play more board games once a week, once our table
You
is
just
cleared.
want your butt kicked.
And we do play Yu-Gi-Oh! Couples that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or video games together stay together.
Yep.
That's what I hear anyway. And we
Sure, there's a
also have,
T-shirt.
yeah, maybe I think so. And okay, so we had moms, married couples. So be your person. So you're my best friend.
I mean, don't tell Delia, but yeah, she'll be mad.
What do you like about me?
You have me on your. Oh, that's for sure.
What do you think about the show? This idea of a show.
I think it's cool. I think it's definitely a great way to get a positive message out there without being like boring, and you get to talk to people and make them. But like other people, I'm sure can connect with what you're saying or what other people are saying that you're talking with.
What if I got more things on this
I will kill you.
spot? This is my. I can tell like the video quality is not the best. It's a
I don't know.
well, like I just love stories. And I'm like you have like one of the best stories I know. And I'm always in awe of you because of how much you've survived. I mean, your trauma isn't like my trauma, right?
Nope.
It's very different spectrums, but it's trauma because you've had to figure life alone to some degree, you know? And look how amazing you turned out. You married me. I know you have 3 kids that are amazing too. But you are like literally like the ideal woman, and the person with the head and shoulders. You're financially responsible. You're loyal. You're present. You're funny, beautiful. And so like it's stories like yours where people wouldn't even think. And keep in mind, I like edited so much of like myself and like going too deep into, I don't want to make you uncomfortable and kill
Mm-hmm.
me after I, press stop. Like regular people have gone through grief and loss. Regular people have trauma. Regular people are like suffering quietly and we don't give a voice to them. And part of journalism is something that I love and my mental health career too. I think together we built this. Like we built not just the show, but just our lives together.
Yep.
Really, like we grew up together and we're still together and we're raising life together. And I get to share that with you and share this with you. One of the greatest people I know. So I just want to thank you for, not, saying no to being on my show. I think you had maybe some anticipation. I probably will go there, to your childhood a bit, but I wanted to be respectful. I hope I was.
You won't.
I thank you for joining me on my own path. And I thank everybody else for joining us on the path.